Okay, here we go. Welcome to the two chord spectacular. Two chord spectacular. Now, country singer Harlan Howard said that country music was 3 chords and the truth. Well, here is our 2 chord spectacular, and it's all songs with 2 chords. And you could say these are 2 chords and nothing but lies. So a whole lot of these songs. So what's a 2 chord song? Here's a little red caboose, little red caboose, little red caboose behind the train, 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 train. Smokestack on its back, 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 heading down the track, track, track. Little red caboose behind the train, and that's 2 chords. So little red caboose, it's a C. Little red caboose. Little red caboose behind the train, 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 train. Smokestack on its back, 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 heading down the track, track, track. Little red caboose behind the train. Okay, so C is 1. Here's a guitar C chord, and there you go. C chord with a kind of a country rhythm. And then we go to, C is number 1. And if you do the math, finger style, C, C, D, E, F, G. You get to the G, and the G is 5. And so the chord built on the G is the 5 chord. So the C chord is the 1 chord. C chord, C, D, E, F, G chord, and I'm playing a G7. G7. And it's a very special kind of a G chord, but anyways, they go together. 1 and 5. 1 and 5. And if you sing them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and so learning that 1, 5 is a great way to learn about music and to learn how to play these kind of songs. So here's, and this works on every instrument, and it also works on fiddles and trumpets and just with your voice. So we're going to do a whole bunch of these 2 chord songs, and they're really good for learning a new instrument, and also just for working on your memorization and the other skills, because you don't have to think that much about the chords because there are only 2, and when they're changing, you know where it's going to go. If it starts on the C, it's going to the G7, and if it starts on the G7, it's going to the C. So let's do this on a bunch of instruments. And miracle earphones. Whoa. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Little red caboose, little red caboose, little red caboose behind the train, 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 train. Smokestack on its back, 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 heading down the track, track, track. Little red caboose behind the train. Little red caboose, little red caboose, little red caboose behind the train, 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 train. Smokestack on its back, 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 heading down the track, track, track. Little red caboose behind the train. Little red caboose, little red caboose, little red caboose behind the train, 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 train. Smokestack on its back, 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 heading down the track, track, track. Little red caboose behind the train. Little red caboose, puff, puff, puff. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose behind the train, 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 train. Smokestack on its back, 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 heading down the track, track, track. Little red caboose behind the train. Little red caboose, little red caboose, little red caboose behind the train, 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 train. Smokestack on its back, 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 heading down the track, track, track. Little red caboose behind the train. Little red caboose, puff, puff, puff. Little red caboose. train. Uno, dos, tres, cho, uno, dos, tres, co, uno, dos, tres, la, uno, dos, tres, te, uno, dos, tres, cho, uno, dos, tres, co, uno, dos, tres, la, uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, bate, bate, chocolate, 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 bate, bate, chocolate. Uno, dos, tres, cho, uno, dos, tres, co, uno, dos, tres, la, uno, dos, tres, te, uno, dos, tres, cho, uno, dos, tres, co, uno, dos, tres, la, uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, bate, bate, chocolate, 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 bate, bate, chocolate. Okay, what's going, aside from two chords, the one chord and the five chord, uno, cinco. What's going on in that song? Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Cho, co, la, te. Chocolate. Chocolate, chocolate. Bate, bate. Chocolate. Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, bate, bate, chocolate, 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 bate, bate, chocolate. So, key of C to the G7 to the C. My voice is very low. Let's try that an octave up. Same chords, but many people can sing better in that octave. Uno, dos, tres, cho, uno, dos, tres, co, uno, dos, tres, la, uno, dos, tres, te, uno, dos, tres, cho, uno, dos, tres, co, uno, dos, tres, la, uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, bate, bate, chocolate, 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 bate, bate, chocolate. Yeah, kind of works. Uno, dos, tres, cho, uno, dos, tres, co, uno, dos, tres, la, uno, dos, tres, te, uno, dos, tres, cho, uno, dos, tres, co, uno, dos, tres, la, uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, bate, bate, chocolate, 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 bate, bate, chocolate. Okay, so two chords, two chords and nothing but lies. Okay, here's the song, the American Railroad song, 1841. I put my corduroy breeches on, I put my corduroy breeches on to work upon the railroad. Patsy ori ori a, patsy ori ori a, patsy ori ori a, working on the railroad. So this is a song, it's an old song about 1900. I don't think it's really a railroad song. It's a song about the railroad. And it was sung in music halls. And it's to an Irish jig rhythm, that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's got a nice kind of bouncy feel. And it's a great sing-along because the chorus is Patsy ori ori a. Patsy ori ori a, Patsy ori ori a, working on the railroad. And the verses repeat themselves. The story of somebody's time working on the railroad all the livelong day. Okay, so anyways, you can sing this in the key of C, in which case your 1 chord is C and your 5 chord is G, or you can just bring it right up to D, 1 step higher, and your 1 chord is now D, but you're singing 1841, American Railroad just begun, American Railroad just begun, working on the railroad. And then, so everywhere you previously played a C, now you're playing a D. And everywhere you previously played a G, now you're playing an A, or an A7, if you choose to do that. So this is a fun way to kind of test your ability to play in all sorts of keys. And the true musician can think in lots of keys, even the keys they're not playing in. So let's give it a try, and let's try to sing around the common keys on guitar. So we'll start in C, and then go up to D, then go up to E, F, G, A, and then back home to C. And you might notice we're skipping a bunch of keys in there, but those are the keys that guitar players and fiddlers tend to not like to play. And fiddlers don't even like to play in F that much. Actually, fiddlers don't like to play in E, but definitely different instruments like to play in different keys. The voice, however, is the one that has to stretch and bend. So I'm going to stretch and bend my voice. So please sing along with me if you like. In C, so the C is the 1 chord, and the G is the 5 chord. 1841, American Railroad just begun, American Railroad just begun, working on the railroad. Patsy-ori-ori-ay, 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 working on the railroad. Now we're going to go up to D. 1842, I found myself with nothing to do, found myself with nothing to do, working on the railroad. Patsy-ori-ori-ay, 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 working on the railroad. D up to E, D, E. 1843, American Railroad hired me, American Railroad hired me to work upon the railroad. Okay, now a lot of you are thinking, okay, wait, what's that chord he's going to? So we start in the key of E, which is a very favorite key for guitar players. Fiddlers, I guess you got an E string. Ukulele players are starting to get a little concerned. So here's an E. La 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 la. Then we have to go to the 5 chord. So let's count it. E, E, F, G, A, B, B. So this beautiful B chord, or B7, is your 5 chord now. Where are we? 1884? 1884, my head was aching, back was sore, head was aching, back was sore, from working on the railroad. Patsy-ori-ori-ay, 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 working on the railroad. Okay, now it's just a half step up to F. C7 is our new 5 chord. So that's easy enough. Or C natural. More dead than alive. Did we already get there? 1845, I found myself more dead than alive, found myself more dead than alive from working on the railroad. Patsy-ori-ori-ay, 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 working on the railroad. I'm going to do 6 in the same key, F. 1846, I stepped upon some dynamite sticks. I stepped upon some dynamite sticks, working on the railroad. Patsy-ori-ori-ay, 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 working on the railroad. Up to G. 1847, harp like. I found myself on the way to heaven. I found myself on the way to heaven, working on the railroad. Patsy-ori-ori-ay, 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 working on the railroad. Now we're in G, on our way to heaven. So let's go right up to A, and I think I'm going to get pretty high singing in this song. 1848, I found myself at the pearly gates. I found myself at the pearly gates from working on the railroad. Patsy-ori-ori-ay, 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 working on the railroad. Stay in A. 1849, dropped it an octave so my voice works. 1849, I found myself in heaven. Oh no, I found myself in heaven sublime. I found myself in heaven sublime from working on the railroad. Patsy-ori-ori-ay, 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 working on the railroad. Now we're in A. Going up to C. Back home. 1840, 10, like my song, I'll sing it again. Like my song, I'll sing it again. Working on the railroad. Patsy-ori-ori-ay, 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 working on the railroad. So there you go. That's pretty much a world-class workout in 1/5. And all of those were 2-chord. You could sing that song in any of those 2-chord pairs. Okay, let's move right on to the true test, the acid test of whether you can play back and forth. So, Little Red Caboose, that just had 1 chord change halfway through the song. Let's think about another song, and this one's in jig time too. And this is that great camp song. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the blacker they get. Sometimes I think I should change them, but something inside me keeps saying, not yet, not yet, not yet. And it's around, and it's great fun to sing. Black Socks, a lot of people have sung it. If you haven't heard it, ask your parents or ask anybody who's been to camp, and they'll probably sing it. But when you actually get down to the chords change like this. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the blacker they get. Sometimes I think I should wash them, but something inside me says, no, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. So it's pretty much a terrifying chord change song, but it's a lot of fun. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the blacker they get. Sometimes I think I should wash them, but something inside me says, no, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the blacker they get. Sometimes I think I should wash them, but something inside me says, no, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. So if you think you know how to change chords, it's like that person who thought they could play 30-second notes because they played one. Well, it's not just one. You have to play a whole bunch of them in a row. So with the chord change, you really have to be able to play and all the chord changes, so you can sing it in any key, in E. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the blacker they get, etc. So it's a great challenge, even if it's one of the silliest songs ever written. All right, so let's play the uke for a bit. And we're going to do a 2-chord in, this is another 1/5 chord song, and our 1 chord is F. So let's do the math. F, G, A, B, C. So our C chord is a 5 chord. So we have to learn how to play the F chord and the C chord. And I'm going to play the C7 because it sounds awesome. But with those 2 chords, you can sing, bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water now. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Every little once in a while. And that's a song by Hughie Ledbetter. And he sang it pretty much in a straightforward way. A lot of people sing it with a much more of a complicated chord progression, but he did 2 chords, so we're going to do 2 chords. And it's a song about a person asking, while ostensibly out plowing a field, very dry, asking, calling to Sylvie for water. And Sylvie says, I can hear ya, I'm coming. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water now. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Every little once in a while. And the person who's plowing the field is not sure if Sylvie can hear. So that person shouts out, don't you hear me calling? Don't you hear me now? Don't you hear me calling? Every little once in a while, and I'm calling. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water now. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Every little once in a while. And so Sylvie responds, yes, I hear you calling. Yes, I hear you now. Yes, I hear you calling. Every little once in a while I hear you calling. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water now. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Every little once in a while you can hear the chords. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Bring me little water now. Bring me little water, Sylvie. Every little once in a while. Every little once in a while. And there's something fun at the end there. It's the 1-5-1 ending. And so many songs end with a 1-5-1. Every little once in a while. It kind of means we're done. So it's the easy way to say we're done. And remember, that's just the C, the F, the C7, and the F. But you could do it in any key, and you should try it out. And you should find where it fits your voice. Okay, now we're going to wrap this up with sort of the graduation. It's really awesome in the key of C, because when you hear that G7, you know you're going home. Okay, so we use that in this song, and this is Alouette, Alouette, gentille Alouette, Alouette, je te plumerai. So Alouette is the annoying bird. And this is a song from the perspective of the person who's being annoyed by the bird, and it says, I'm going to pluck your feathers. Poor Alouette. Gentille Alouette, je te plumerai. Alouette, gentille Alouette. Alouette, je te plumerai. Alouette, gentille Alouette. Alouette, je te plumerai. And so you've got your C and your G7. Je te plumerai. Je te plumerai la tête, je te plumerai la tête, et la tête, et la tête, Alouette, Alouette. Here comes the G7. Oh, Alouette, gentille Alouette, te plumerai le bec. Je te plumerai le bec. Et le bec, G7, et le bec. Et la tête, alouette, alouette. G7, oh, alouette, gentille alouette, alouette, je te plumerai. Alouette, gentille alouette, alouette, je te plumerai. Should we go right to the feet? Je te plumerai les pattes. Je te plumerai les pattes. Et les pattes. Et les pattes. Et le bec. Et le bec. Et la tête. Et la tête. Alouette. Alouette. Oh. Okay, so you should realize that as a musician, you have incredible power. And you can take people's emotions and you can toy with them. The whole idea of just playing it straight is kind of boring once you are the musician in control. And so if you have a whole group of people, they know they're supposed to sing the chorus. And they know that, oh, it's an amazing sense of power, and you're just saying, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Oh, alouette, gentille alouette, alouette, je te plumerai. Alouette, gentille alouette, alouette, je te plumerai. So, 2 chords, pretty spectacular if you ask me. Okay, please get in touch with me, Brian Perkins. I teach lessons, and I also have a lot of material supporting this. So if you're like, what were the words to Sylvie, or what was that song, Chocolate? You can just get in touch with me, or you can check the end credits or the internal credits in this video. Okay, happy Trad Camp, and I'll see you all soon. Hopefully very soon. Okay.